Madama, ma'am.
I have on mute. How you doing? All right. Good evening, everyone. How you doing, Elisa? Hope all is well. Um, so, um, today was a crazy day. Not gonna check CNBC because I know it was terrible. And it was a weekday in the first place for a Monday. Even though we probably didn't have a lot of volume if you compare the volume for normal Monday versus a Monday, a holiday Monday at least in the New England area. Today was Patriots Day, Patriots Monday, whatever you want to call it. And so it's a holiday for many of us here, specifically in Massachusetts. Um, so it was a holiday trading day anyway. On top of that, it was a very sluggish week Monday, and then on top of that, we had some warmongering and um, Iran, Israel, the U.S., and all the other wars that are happening was causing um, things to go down, especially after in the afternoon. So I don't think I don't think it was a good day for most players, most tickers. But we'll go through this really quick. All right. So worst case for today was coin. I went from positive to negative in my cash account. Um and yeah, it's just slid down all day. If I had thought about it, I maybe could have caught it in the beginning and got out positive a few dollars and then bought it back cheaper going long, but I didn't. And that's that. Close to 10% movement. 23andMe, who cares? Peloton, 26 cents, nearly 7.5%. If you have been already shorting this and had just held on to it, I guess you did well today. I don't know, Elisa, did you have this? I know you have been trading it for a little bit. I don't know if you had some left.
No, I did not.
Okay, well, too bad. But one who had some of this holding over as a holdover, you lucked out. Same thing with open, nearly 7%. And that 250 that I had been talking about, it was already under it. Now it just went cray cray. So so now we may get a little bit bump up because we went past our levels here. we do have a lower area to go, like under $2. So it's up to you if you want to keep writing it down or try to um, reverse and go long on it. But basically, um, it's this once it gets under this level, the dish rag has been almost wrung dry. And you can try to get every drop, every penny out. It looks like we got down to like $1, under $1. But I'm just saying it's you're playing with fire a little bit, and if you've gotten good money from this, I kind of just say take the money and run. But that's just me, especially who knows what's going to happen. I do think the market's not that strong, but still, who knows what will happen in this area. And it is if you made a good amount here, I just you know don't see why you wouldn't kind of take the money and run, or just keep a small percentage in just for the gold. But that's just me. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. um, so Tesla P to open Tesla. So over 6%. Um, this is another one. We got to our 160.
Leanna, can you let me know what day is Tesla's earnings, please?
We got to the 160 model, the line, and it seems like it, it seems like I don't know. This is just very weak. Um, so now we're gonna have to decide. It came down here a couple of times. 1, 2, 3. Came out, came back down. So we could break down or we could come back up. I think most people would be afraid of predicting that we come back up. But if 2023 says anything, um, we did come back up before. This area was an area of, I guess you could say, support. And we did okay for a while, and then we broke back down. So some people could say we're back here again, basically less than a year later. That's not a good sign. Some people could say, well, that's a trend, and we have support again, so we'll come back up. So
Tesla has earnings in 8 days.
Yes. But this looks like it could be just going down. So I don't know. I still play it while you can, honestly. Um, and then this was 2023. So January. It's EVs are weak, so you just gotta, if you like Tesla, wait until it's going up. And like you said, the 8 days from now, the 23rd, we will have earnings. So maybe after earnings, things could get better and it could start to go up. But this is one where I would not risk it for the biscuit, let's say. Um, Okay, so
Can we
Meta.
look at the last two earnings, please?
Okay, let's go back to Tesla. So we had Q4, a miss. I think kind of everyone knew this or expected this. And since then, we've been going down the hill. Um, Q3, that was also a miss. Um, Not as bad, but also a miss. Um, but money was made. And from there, we actually went up, which was weird. But there was a lot of fugaziness here. Like, I think there was like Tesla was, not Tesla, but Twitter was being bought. There was a lot of stuff in 2023. He bought Twitter, either this here or here, sometime here in this quarter. And uh, there was just a lot of stuff going on. So I think optics and fake news helped here. And then we start to go down as people start to see, I guess, that Q4 was going to be bad. And we continue going down. Now, you didn't ask for this, but we had a beat for Q2. So I really don't have anything to say here uh, other than it's an EV company. It's the number one EV company, but it's still an EV company. And like I said, with Tesla, when it was up, that's when you should have made your money. So when it was $600 or whatever, you should have just made your money there. Meta over 2% down, over 2.5%. Um, that seems like an oxymoron for Meta, as strong as it has been. Um, the key, I think, will be what is tomorrow like. So that will be the thing. So if let's just see if we keep going down or if we do a bounce back. So yeah, let's just see. Uh, Avis, aka Caro, um, it was 2.5% down. Avis has jumped from being at the 125 heading to 130 level. Now it's at basically the 110 level. So the past few days, it's just been heading down. Um, so I don't know. This was one I wanted to wait on before I shorted, got in as a short because I was thinking it could bounce up. But this one also has earnings coming up, I believe. Maybe that's 14 days. Yep. Uh, the April 29th. And I feel that I feel that this could do a pop up for earnings because I feel that earnings could be good because it did well on these earnings and then it got sold off by the big players. But they may allow it to pop up uh, if earnings does well again. So it's just something to think about. I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just saying um, they jumped down from 150 to basically 100, and maybe you wanted to come back up to 150 again, and then let it go again. So just something to watch out for earnings, because it could do good, it could do bad, still pump back up. So, Dix, uh, over 2% day down, um, like almost everything else. Retail, they got affected too. And nothing you could do about it. It was a slow roll down, literally all day. Um, yeah, let's see if this gap is filled to like 186 or whatever. Um, see if that, happens. Maybe this is the start of a little bearish time. I wouldn't necessarily be against that. After Apple's bounce up, it um had a crash today. I do like the fact that this does have a top wick. So, um, because Apple had been going against the market, and Apple was relatively strong. Yes, I played around in it in the beginning of the day, but then I got out. Apple was holding its own until obviously after lunch when crazy war news came out and it sank like everything else. But that being said, Apple was one of the front runners and did relatively well. Apple, Google, and a couple others. Macy's also down over 2%. It did a slide after around 10:30 or so. Um, but like almost everything else, it was just weak. Google, um, another slide, over 2%. Mm. Um, Nothing new here. I was in this like a banshee, literally. You can't even see the trend because of all the plays that I did. But I was literally. Let me try to clean it up for you. Um, I was in this like a banshee, like crazy. Um, and I was okay for a while until this dramatic drop, and I kept thinking it would come back up to VWAP, but it didn't. Um, and I should have been smart about that. If I had stayed the course, I would have continued to be positive for the day. Um, but I couldn't believe that this the last hour or two this wouldn't come back up. So because it had been so relatively strong against everything else. But like they say, you can't fight the market, so you should realize that. Don't try to fight the market. Just the easiest thing you can do, even something that's relatively strong, eventually it will go down like everything else. So just go with the trend. Even if you have to wait a little bit, just like with Microsoft, it was under VUI, then it tanked. Same thing with Google. If I had just went with the trend, eventually it would have paid off. Microsoft, nearly 2%. Um, Microsoft is in that same category as Meta, Google, all the other high tech things stuff that have been doing excellent. New 52-week highs and going crazy up. Um, had a bad day. Um, I was hearing someone, what's her name, Michelle or whatever, um, uh, of all of the big tech stocks, she was less agreeable to Microsoft continuing on its rise. It's a meteoric rise, let's say. Um, I didn't catch all of the reasons why. Um, but she wasn't as gun ho with Softy as some of the others. Roku, nearly 2%, but we don't care about that one. Let's see. AMD 1.5. Not gonna really focus on this. AMD has been trending down just like NVDA and others, but really nothing much to say here. Amazon, 1.5%, and this one was relatively. It had a little bit of energy, but just gonna hold up. This is in the arena with Meta, Softy, all the others have been doing great. Um, Moderna was down. American Airlines, under 13. Uh, under 13. We do have a wick up here, small wick up for today, but it was under 13. I would like to see if this does a little bounce back. But who knows? I know, Miss Munoz, you like American. I kind of do too. I can't prove why. I have no rationale for why I like it. Disney, um, like everyone else, it wasn't weak as most, only 1% here. But past couple of days, it's been going down too. So it's the same as everybody else as far as I'm concerned. BA, nothing to write home about. This thing's been tanking anyway.
What's the
Right.
next level for BA, Leanna?
The next what?
Level.
The next level for BA. Let's see what do we have here. Oh,
I mean, like the next buying zone that we have marked.
yes. I know what you mean. I'm just trying to get out of where I'm at. Why is this acting so weird? Let's see. So we developed this one. It would be easy to say this, but well, I guess that would be the place to say it. It's gonna bottom out right here, Lisa. And it seems like if it gets to this 120 area, no matter what, it's gonna get support and come back up. So, um, so yeah. So we're gonna say 120. It looks like every time it's hit that area, it's gathered itself and came back. So, um, so yeah. So we do have a ways to go. We have a good 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That's $47.50. That's a lot of money. We don't know if it will get there, but I don't see it stopping to rest anywhere else. And I don't see what else would be holding it up. And because of all the terrible news, it kind of needs to get back there, So
I
it's
think
not,
until the CEO, which he's kind of still in transition phase until he actually leaves for real, I think it's still gonna be bad. Still continue to go down.
and everything I've heard, the person that they're thinking about putting in there, that lady with the finance background, I don't see why her coming in would even help the situation. So I just think um they're trying to get rid of all of their uh dirty laundry and issues before she comes in. So kind of like he could take the blunt of all the issues, like any new issues or mistakes that they have, let him take the blame for it while he's still around. And that's all I think they're trying to do. So the stock really should go to 120. I do agree that long term it's a buy, definitely. It's just that I
Mm-hmm.
probably want to get it, try to wait for the 120 and let the dust settle because yes, it could come back up, but let it prove itself first. Please. We played that game before, it tried to come back up. Um, this 160 area, and I thought it was gonna keep coming, but it couldn't. It's stumbling all over its feet. So let's just let it get to 125 or so, and then buy in, people. Um, and if I don't know, it's a good short. Hmm, why not? Until it's proven itself, why not? You know. But I do favor short, so you shouldn't mind me too well. Last few days we've been going down with Tarjay. Um, really, I don't know what is there to say about here, other than if we want to fill this gap and come back to this area here, this 160 area, and then start going up again. Uh, Mickey D's, yes, I know Mickey D's has been weak lately. Um, we've gotten to this area, this zone, um, and then the 50 days still seems like it's gonna cross. So you would expect it to go down a little bit further, just like we had said. And we have this absolute low of around 150. And then we have the bottom of this zone at around, 250. The bottom of this zone at around 260. So, let's see how far it's going to go. But the trend does look like it is coming down. So, um, Walmart, let's see. Not doing too great, but why would it? EBC, same thing here. We have a cross happening on the 50 day. I do like it, but I want to see the next earnings. XOM, I don't know. I don't know if this is a sign that things are turning or what, but all I can say is if war and everything gets bad, that will also hold XOM up here. I don't see why um, gasoline and stuff will get cheap, especially as we roll into the spring and then summer months. So this may be a lull. Maybe we go back down a little bit, but I don't think this doesn't feel like it's gonna just tank. If anything, I'll have a couple bad days. I'll put this on the notes, Lisa, for a potential long tomorrow because I just don't see XOM. A 120 long, and let's see how that goes. Um, Dollar Tree, oh, was kind of positive today. Okay.
Well, it had a terrible day on Friday, so it
Yeah.
did do a little bounce up.
And a lot of things did. And they still kept going. So little bit surprising. And it's all hard to buy. Eh, this is kind of like it's if you go from the beginning, it kind of went down. I know it bounced up. Okay, so they don't account for the bounce up. Okay.
It went
All right.
up because it opened higher than the
Yeah,
close,
I guess they want to play games.
but because it closed a little bit higher than the open, than the last.
Uh, Bank of America, a big bank, that who cares? Um, Campbell's, I'm so dissatisfied with this. I have no commentary. And Nikete is doing the damn thing. I don't know what to say about this.
Every
Uh,
single time. Every single time.
I'm not going to it. I'm not gonna talk about it. Kind of did what Dollar Tree did. Um, Intel, huh, of all things. Well, it kind of makes sense if you really think about it for Intel. It does kind of make sense. Um, I have really nothing else to talk about. Um, and I figure I'd give you guys back some of your time. So we appreciate you. I'll let my friend make any requests that she wants to. But if you could like, subscribe with us, that would be great. Rivian down 7%. Um, they were talking about Rivian today, so you know, it's not like a lot of other stuff. So I'm not gonna really bash Rivian for that. Let's see. Okay, for the good. Uh, yeah, there's really nothing to write home about. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, if you want to do Dash, uh, Dash went down today. Oh, from like $9. Okay, so not bad. Hmm, okay, had one bad day, and I don't know what else you were in, but you can call out if you want me to look at it. So that's it, guys. Like, subscribe, help us out here. Help us to get more people looking at this channel. Um, we're trying to do this for you guys to um, kind of review different trades and ticker symbols for the day. So we really appreciate it if you help us out and use the algorithm to spread this information to others. And we thank you.
Thank you, folks.